that's been an option. It's
Okay.
been done before in places. But
Okay.
you're quite right there. I mean,
Can I suggest that I think everybody understands what you're saying.
You want me to bring it back and I don't want to?
No, it will come back. It's got to come back on the
Yes.
agenda.
Why can't you decide now which method?
It will, because I've already said I'll put it on the Council Clerk to change the standing orders to take that into account.
What we'll do with
But
that
I'll
meeting,
discuss the wording then.
at that next meeting when it
The
comes back.
situation's not going to change, is it, Stuart?
No, when it comes
We're
back to
still
that meeting-
stuck, we don't know how to do it.
When we come back to that meeting, that's when we'll decide how we're going to do it.
It's not going
And
to
it'll be done
change.
there- And it'll be done there and then.
How's it going to be done when nobody knows what to do?
We're straying away from this
And
agenda.
can I
This
just
agenda says...
can I just make a suggestion? If you look at item 13.3, right?
13.3.
Yeah, training session with senior staff.
That'll be before the next council.
It's before the next council meeting. Can we put that as a question to
Well, I've already put the question to
Yes,
her, Clive.
because if you read the agenda, 13.2 says to discuss.
Yeah.
It doesn't say to decide, it says to discuss the selection for committees.
Well, we're
Part
discussing
number
it.
3 says to agree and approve training session, so there you can have a vote on
No,
that.
the training session is for
what I'm saying
you.
is, I'm
But I've already asked you that.
I'm straight like here, but I think to try and get a resolution on that is if what Sheena is asking for before that next meeting is questions from councils that they would like answering that are relevant to that training session. So she knows, she can come fully armed if she knows what's anticipated. Could we put that to her
I've said
on
it
that
3
night and
times,
ask
I've
her
already
for-
asked her, Clive, I've rung, I've spoken to her.
You've spoken
I've
to
spoken to
Sheena,
Sheena.
have you? What she
Yes.
said?
Nothing.
She refers me to the standing orders. She refers me to the standing orders, which is all she can do.
As a council, you shouldn't actually be contacting Yorkshire Council.
She told us at the training session we were free to contact her. This is the second time I've contacted
On
her.
training, on training issues, not council matters.
She didn't say that, Clive.
Well, that's how.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's not how I interpreted it.
That's not the route.
And she certainly answered
That's not the
me
route.
courteously.
Where's your email? Have you got an email for the answer?
No, I spoke to her on the phone, and I didn't tape it before you asked.
I don't think she's contemplating that. I'm just saying that's not the route.
So are you telling me that I can't ring them when they will answer the phone and speak?
Can I just say we're not getting anywhere and we can move on? Because we're sort of wasting time.
Drew, can I?
Not getting
Just
anywhere.
for the sake of moving on, actually, before we investigate other methods, we've got a list of candidates who want to be members of the committee. Can we try voting for that committee by a show of hands for each person? And we may not get there.
When it's on the agenda.
Can we try that now?
It's got to be a specific thing on the agenda, and this just says to
You
discuss.
can't do it tonight. You'll have
You can't do
to
it. It just
on
says
the
to
13th.
discuss, that's all. You've got to have a specific thing on the agenda.
And it could be on that 13th of January agenda.
And it's then it's when it's early, isn't it?
Go on, Stuart.
Can I come back to where we was before? I made a proposal to remove standing orders 67A. Can I now, if it's the right way to make an amendment to remove 67A and 67B?
Yeah, second that. Second that.
You might have done
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
We didn't get that, I don't think we want to vote. We didn't do it for B definitely, anyway.
We'll do it again. So you want to?
I'm proposing that we remove
John said.
67A and 67B.
Right.
Yeah, let's get you to
We have
vote.
a vote on that, and all those in favour of 67A and B coming off. Thank you. Right, I'm going to move on.
Right.
13.4. Oh, sorry, 13.3. Agree to approve YLCA training session Tuesday 12th of January 2016.
Can I propose that we, unless there's going to be
Agree that.
objections, can I propose that we agree that date?
Yeah. 7 o'clock it will be, I presume.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Oh,
sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. No, just move.
Did you say 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock it would be good. Yeah.
Can I just say that training we're having with Sheena, it turned into a bit of a, not so much a training session, but like a question and answer, which I thought was quite useful that last week. So if anybody's got any burning issues or anything like that, it's an ideal opportunity. It's quite a knowledgeable issue now when it comes to council law. So if you've any questions you're not sure about, even if you think they sound silly, bring the questions along, she's quite happy to answer them.
No, we want to before.
Oh, well, before that.
If you can,
It could solve a lot of problems that possibly having down the table.
if you've got any questions, if you let Michael have them, give her like beginning of January, give her a week and a half's notice, so it enables her to put any answers together. So
She's right,
she's fully armed, then she knows what she's.
She's right,
Yeah. So if people want to do that, let Michael know what they are, and then we can put compile a list to her, so she knows what she's.
So do I need to let you know about this voting thing, Michael, or have you got it for Sheena? Do I need to make a separate request to ask Sheena about the voting problem we've got?
Drawing lots.
Yeah.
Well, however, are we going to get round the problem?
We've got the question for drawing lots.
Sorry?
We've got the question for drawing lots, which will...
This question is for Sheena, so I don't need to let you know. Thank you.
13.4, to agree terms of reference with Grants Committee. Yeah.
I think that's pretty straightforward. We haven't got any particular councils down there, but we had people nominated when it was a working group. Could I suggest, I'll look at the last chair of that, or
We just move those forward. So we have Councillor Sadler, Councillor Munship, Councillor Brooks and myself, and I've got Councillor Coleman came along to the meetings as well, so
right, can I suggest that we keep that same number of people, or same people?
Well, I thought this committee membership would be decided once decided what committee membership.
You can't do this till we've done that.
You can't do that. I'm confused now. You can't do that, because if you do that with that, you do that with the conservation committee. We already had a working group.
To sort out
Just we haven't had any meetings.
the way committees are decided, and then decide the committees.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
I'm agreeing with it.
Chris was on there.
I'm agreeing with it.
You can't, Chair.
Sorry, John.
If I can interrupt you, Chair.
Yeah.
You've got to wait till that, because at the moment, your quorum is 3. It means that it could be held by the chairman and the vice chairman and one other member, and that is not constitutionally correct.
I mean, can I just make
So
one
we have to
suggestion?
defer this then,
No, you're going to approve the
terms of
terms
reference.
of reference. Just the committee structures will all fall into place once we know how.
Can I just make one suggestion? Very much like we have 4 meetings here, if we're going to be a lot of people wanting to attend these meetings, what I'd like to do is, when we've got a list of all the committees, I'd like to sort of spread it about a bit so we get people, everybody's involved at some stage of the operation on some committee or another. But I also think it's important, and we had this at the staffing committee under the old council, that we only used to get 2 people sometimes to, and Michael, you're aware that we used to get 2 and 3, and 6 or 7 members that are on that, and other people didn't turn up. Now my view is that if you're on a committee, you should try and turn up for every meeting, unless you've got a valid excuse. So I'm minded to say that if people don't turn up for the meetings, then they cease to be a member of that committee. I think it's only fair, but if you're going to be involved in it, then you should be involved. If you've got a genuine excuse, but I think if you get enough notice and we set a cycle of meetings up throughout the year, people can know in advance. But I don't want a situation like staffing meeting used to be with myself and one other councillor there, because it's not right. It doesn't work properly, and that's not the way committees should perform.
Can I come in? I'm going to propose that we accept the terms of reference for the grants committee.
Well, I was just going to ask, but I thought the idea was this group was going to eventually decide what's best for different societies. Like if they want money,
Well,
they can have the power to decide.
We discussed, this committee is to look at the way grants are done to local groups.
And recommend to council.
They're going to make a recommendation to councils on how we go forward. and then it'll be decided, the decision will be decided by...
That will be to adopt a total policy for grants. Once that's decided, then that grants committee will cease, I would think, won't it? Once we adopt it as a policy for the parish council.
Unless we decide to
tweak it.
To tweak it or less, I think that's why.
But then you could call just a one-off meeting for that, yeah.
I just think that it's important, you know, we're halfway through a set of recommendations, we've produced a draft. We really need to meet before we agree the budget so that we can actually present something from what was the working group to the council so they can consider it in the budget planning. Can we amend the quorum required tonight, but can we not set the members of the committee tonight to allow it to meet? That's what we've done with other committees.
I can't see any reason why, I'm trying to understand what you said, I can't see any reason why we couldn't vote to put the people on tonight who was on the working group. I don't think that affects the other committees.
Anyone else who wants to?
You can call that one group or one. Yeah, that one's more of a specific issue.
The decision's already been made for this group and who's on it.
And what I'm thinking is, because there was already set people on that working group, it shouldn't really be a problem if other people want to be on it and other people can attend, just can't vote.
With the others, we've just listed the membership and we voted on the membership in meetings. No reason we can't do that.
I think you're right, but I think with the biodiversity, I think that's more of a problem and more of a contentious issue that should be discussed properly at another meeting.
Well, yeah, well, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but Christine was asked for the names of the working group. Were you not?
Yes, I had the committee set up.
By
Yeah.
the chairman.
I had the
You wanted
committee
the clerk
set
to
up.
put down, you know.
But then all of a sudden, people who had up to then voted against it suddenly wanted to be on the committee.
Yeah, but that's a different thing than what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what's been spoken about tonight, you know, for the grants committee, they're talking about just taking the names off the working party, and that's your committee, right? But we're not prepared to do that with yours. The only difference between the two,
Well, you should
you
treat
have time to have another meeting.
should be treated the same.
Christine,
Just one at a time, and then Miles.
I suppose the difference there is that the so Christine's working group is oversubscribed.
Committee.
And this one's not.
Whereas this one isn't.
It might be if you suddenly open it out,
Should we
It's
just try?
but you could be in the same situation the time in.
I was going to propose that we have the same people who was on the working group just transfer over to the committee.
But Mick's saying if you do that, you have to
You've
do
only
it.
got 5 members on this as far as, unless my maths is.
And then see if anybody else wants to be on it.
Well, there. See if anybody else wants to do it.
How many
If it's
members have you
oversubscribed,
got?
then the same rules.
Then the same applies if not.
Yeah.
In fact,
No, go on then, let's do it like Michael suggested. Current members that are on that grant committee.
Current members, there are 4.
Put your hands up then, so it's
I just
Drew,
thought
Christine,
span in the works.
Miles, and who's the other one? Stuart.
I just thought-
Technically, you put
Is there anybody else who wants to be on that committee?
Although Mick was in attendance as well as
Do you want to be on that committee?
Yeah.
The grant committee? That's 5. Another.
anyone else.
So you've still got spare place. But there's only, how many councillors are missing?
Don't you want to be on it, Colin?
So at this moment in time, we're undersubscribed, so can you proceed on that? Yeah, it's only 6, isn't it? Even if mine says under current standing orders, you're on it
That's
anyway. Because I can still join it on that way, so that's 6 then. in that
You won't
way.
have to be on it.
But I can't, I can up to now, but I shan't be after. But it can go ahead, that transfer, because it's not always right.
Shall we propose them names, include, and it's got to include the chair and the vice chair, so that will make it 6. That's not a contentious issue, so we should be able to vote on that. And then that will change in a month's time. We can, if so be it, and people want to change, well then we can discuss the chair and the vice chair dropping off if
But this will allow us to finalise the proposal.
This will allow you to proceed now if you've got that, and the six or five. Six, you've got six.
Second proposal.
So it would be Drew, that's Councillor Tarney, Councillor Sadler, Councillor Manship, Councillor Thornton, Councillor Coleman, and me until when
Can I
The
propose?
only thing I
let's
have to
stop
be aware
that.
of is that this is a committee, and the committee can only be called by an officer of the council. So therefore you can't call meetings. They've got to be done on 3 days' notice, public have to be able to access the meetings, etc.
Just leave it.
So we just email you to set up the date.
So just let me know when you want to meet.
But it might be there's only 4 or 5 people at least it's been called, it's been done correct, so you can go ahead with that.
We've got a
We've
proposal.
actually got something.
We just propose that we add those names to the members in terms of what's here.
I'll second the proposal then.
All those in favour? You're going to, yeah.
It's also.
You gone?
Can we just get through these? Can we move on to, right, thank you. Can we move on to item 14 then, just to receive communications? Discuss receive email from council. Yeah, we say we're going to do the public section now, we're going to try and get it just we've got. Sorry, I'm looking at following items. Yeah. Can we just go through, I'll just get this one off. The following items available to members on request. A, local council's update. Issues 187, 188, 189, 190 and 191 probably. And B, Chesterfield Canal Trust to go through autumn 2015 and winter 2016. I've got another copy of that. Yeah. So that's that one out of the way. So we're going to suspend meeting for public session. Do we take a vote? Right, can I have a proposal and a second that we suspend, or is it suspended? Yeah, or we go into public session, 10 minutes.
I thought we had to do it.
You got any questions?
Can we,
You just won't know.
no levity, gentlemen, let's keep
I
it
don't think
simple.
we have to vote on it, but I'll propose that
We just
we
move
suspend
it.
the meeting to go into the public session, because we've got some things to discuss after.
Right, okay, yeah, and I'd like to try and go on that to get more through more. So, right, we're going into public session then. Do I need to say anything? Other than that, that's it.
No questions.
No questions from members of the public? Thank you. So, we move back
Might want to
into...
ask you
I
something,
don't
don't
know. Yeah, we move back into council meeting proper. So, public session tonight is probably taking about 2.5 minutes.
Do we have to credit them extra time next time?
Well, yeah, there's probably time in the bank into that one. Yeah, so we're going to exclude. Yeah, because we've got all the. We've got these in. Shakespeare, which ones do we do? That's back to the ground. No, this was the next. Right, okay.
Is it Miss Gordon?
So we're going to move into private and confidential. Item 20.
Right. This is, this has to go.
Right.
We're in confidential session now.
Right.
So